Hi everyone, my name is Tiana Odom and I did my research paper on UNESCO World Heritage Site Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove in Nigeria. The Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove is one of the last remnants of primary high forest in southern Nigeria. It is a symbol of identity for Yoruba people and probably the last in Yoruba culture. So it's historical in regards to the Yoruba deities that are supposedly existing within that forest or grove, and it has symbolic significance to followers of the Yoruba religion. I chose this because it seemed very interesting to me, especially because I do like to read about mythology of gods and things like that. So to see something um, that's both tangible and intangible was interesting for me. So the Oshonosogbo Sacred Grove contributes to identity and community, also memory. It helps to tie together 5,000 years of Yoruba religion for practitioners, and it's local, national, and global in that tourists have now um, gathered to this attraction, being that the Yoruba religion has been widespread worldwide now. So it's kind of like a mecca of sorts for people to come when they have their yearly festivals that are made to reinforce the um, sacredness and relationship with the gods, honor the deity Oshun. And so Oshun is a Yoruba deity from the pantheon of the Yoruba gods, who is um, said to be one of the river gods, being the site is at the Osun River, and the state is Osun State. Osogbo is the capital city of this area. The National Commission for Museums and Monuments manages the Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove. They manage 53 museums across Nigeria, along with two sites, one being the Sacred Grove, the other Sukkur Cultural Landscape. So NCMM also collaborates with the International Council of Museums, the International Center for the Study of the Restoration and Preservation of Cultural Properties, West African Museums Program, International Council of Monuments and Sites, African Council of Museums, and UNESCO. So the cultural heritage, the Oshunasogbo Sacred Grove, is preserved and curated by the annual festivals that take place that venerate the gods, newer sculptures that have been added to the site itself to and reinforce the sacredness of the deities that supposedly live within there, the spirits, and the efforts to cultivate the wildlife that exists there. There are rare species of deer, antelopes, monkeys, other species. They've banned fishing and deforestation, all in efforts to preserve and protect this area. The Sacred Grove is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Convention. Um, it meets the three of the criterion that make it um, part of the list, and periodic reports are made to see how everything's going and what efforts can be made internationally to keep this site sacred and a part of this list. Efforts have been made to digitize documentation of the sculptures, shrines, and structures that are on the property. Um, these is a picture right here, and some of the bigger structures that were created were newer, and that was not made to showcase the artists themselves, but to actually reinforce um, sacredness of the space and the sculptures are not holding well lately because they're made of cement. So there are ways that are being made to try to conserve um, these sculptures by using different materials. There are critical issues and risks, many of them being um, man-made, in regards to like the tourism, the impact of tourism, housing, industrialization, the natural disasters or fires, wildlife, the water pollution, but that has been resolved, because they test the water all the time because it is sacred, to this cultural heritage. They seem to be more so repatriation because the Nigerian government um, actually gave autonomy of this site to the Osun state. Osun state then gave that over to Osogbo, the city, to try to, you know, keep this area sacred. They also collaborate between the Nigerian museums, the king of the area, the site, and the UNESCO. Um, so this site itself does fit within UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage. The current news that I've seen in the recent report is that the Oshun River is not polluted. They are working on efforts to um, utilize the annual festivals that happen that are drawing in the tourists that can also be harmful to put that money back into conserving the sacred grove. So, in conclusion, I would say that it is important to preserve and manage this cultural heritage. Right now, it's not in danger of being on the endangered heritage list for the Cultural World Heritage Convention. Um, the key findings are definitely that this is a space that is sacred for both the African diaspora, Yoruba people, and something that they want to keep living on and are making the efforts to try to do so also while dealing with the modernization in modern times now where there's population, over viewing, things like that. So it's great that these tangible and intangible, um, and it's trying to stay relevant and sacred at the same time.